Good day, everybody. This is going to be the April 1st update. No, it's not an April Fool's, just happens to be the day that it falls on. Wanted to especially talk about my Aqua-vitro dosing system that I've had running for a little bit over a month now and show you the tanks. So let's get into it. All right, let's start off with my tank first. Got a new hammer. It's a gold sty from Aqua SD, and the one behind it is a teal blue green. Got a nice looking little hammer there. Been working on getting all the Duncans placed around the upper ring. They're doing good. Going to be getting some more. Decided to go ahead and get a couple of Goniapora for my tank. Got a nice Ore red. And then that was a colony that came in that I went ahead and fragged it, and several other people ended up getting some. No name to it, it's blue with a yellow mouth. And then of course the big utter chaos that just keeps growing. My Bali Slimer broke somehow, but it's growing back. That break happened about a week and a half ago, and you can already see it's already grown over the top again. Zip over to the Seriatopora bird's nest, doing great. And I picked up a coral from a friend of mine that had some break in shipment, trying to get it to come back. Not sure what type it is. And then there's my other acro. I forget where I got that one. Moved all the acans into one area, and they look like they're doing really good. Probably going to have to do some rescaping with them because they're growing like weeds down there now. Let's switch it over to the wife's tank. Get a general back view, and you can see her tank's doing just wonderful. All of her Gonies and Alves are just incredibly looking. Her Trackies are fluffed up like nobody's business, and it's early. She's got some utter chaos, Darth Maul, nuclear pallies, a whole bunch of different things. Her red, that's an Ore Goni as well. Or no, I'm sorry, that one's not an Ore. Forget where we got that one. Mother Colony I got my hands on. That one's not going to get fragged. She likes it. This one came in from Eye-Catching Coral. I believe that's where her red one came from too. You can see her Mini Max back there just in its glory. It's not even fully out. She got a piece of my Goni in her tank as well. The area that you see dead is just, it's dead, but it was just part of the very base of the colony, so no big deal there. Her other Trackie, just looking spectacular, and then again, it's not even open. Gorgonian's wide open though. And there's her other Gorg. There are mushrooms all over the tank. And her Alves. So all doing really good. So let's talk about the doser. It's the Aquavitro Sentia Doser. And picked this up about a month ago. Got the first two set up on my tank and have just really noticed that it's keeping all my parameters more in check. I am dosing Alpha Reef and Acro Power. You can see them down there. I got those vials, or those houses, off of Amazon. I think they were, I believe, $40. Don't quote me, it may have been a little bit less. Ran it in, and you can see I got a splitter here because I'm running the Acro Power, or sorry, the Alpha Reef in both her tank and mine, and just a simple splitter makes it real easy to do. You can see I love the labeling. Blue, that tells me it's Alpha Reef, and the one that's showing pink is actually orange, and that's the Acro Power. As soon as my local reef shop gets another doser in, I'm going to add the Acro Power to her tank as well. I'm finding that it's keeping everything in check. All my essentials I did send off and got an ICP test, and my tank sounds great. You just heard it dose. That was probably the Acro Power. Nice thing about it is, and I had concern, is from where it's at there, over behind everything and down in my wife's tank, it's a 6-foot run. because I do have to go behind the full unit. The backsplashes you weigh. Go down, you can see it starts here, runs down into here, and it's got to wind around a few things back there, do a couple up and down, comes out right here and into her tank. And we'll take a peek down the sump. And then it doses directly into the pumps. That's how mine is set up as well. So, that's what we've got going on. You can really see how easy it is to do it. It's all phone app, which makes it really nice. This thing starts dosing at 11 a.m. Final dose is 8 p.m. and each of the tanks are set up a little bit different. Mine's dosing 3 milliliters a day, hers is dosing 2, so take 3 milliliters divided by 8 and you'll be able to figure out what it gets. Doses every hour on the hour during the light period of my tank. I am not dosing at night. I've watched these tanks all night long and they're really not doing much in the evening as far as extension of tentacles. That's fine, or sweeper tentacles, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, pretty simple. This is actually the only plug. This one right here is my primary. These are secondaries. You only need one cable to power the whole unit. I was talking to a buddy of mine that has it. He is running 18 dosers off of one primary. So when you buy the unit, you buy your primary, and then you just keep adding on secondary dosers. And how do you add them on? It's real simple. Well, here, let me pop off the side. There you go. You just slide it right in, and it'll connect to your unit, and you just tell it what you want it to dose. I love those caps. Mine in the back, you can see, is held on with Velcro tape. So everything on the entire unit, the power strips, pumps, heater, everything. Even my, there we go. Everything is put on there with just Velcro so I don't damage it, except for the holes I had to drill in it. And pretty simple maintenance, but yeah, if you're going to get a doser, go ahead and just get it. The really nice thing about this is if you're dosing C-Chem products, you just scan the barcode into it and it'll automatically set everything up, and then you just tell it what you want it to dose. Really cool thing about it is, because I was able to set this up, this box used to be an absolute nightmare of all my dosing elements and everything that went with it. Now, you see what it is. Well, we got my Hannah checker stuff in there. That's about it. For anybody asking about what do I run in the back of my tanks into the sump, well, here's the sump. Instead of using reef pods or reef houses or whatever you call them, just coarse, oh, there goes one, just coarse sponge, and the pods live in it. It also has the benefit of an additional filtration. Double return pump in there. Those are the 326 Mighty Jets. Chemi Pure Blue. And then the other one is activated carbon. I just always run it. I've got a media bag in there right now that is actually, I think that one's empty. Oh no, it's got frag plugs. Always have frag plugs sitting in my tank. And the reason why I have it in the media bag, had a media bag laying around, it was easier just to throw them in there so I can get them out quick. Double heater, and then as far as filtration, we'll just pull it up. Another coarse sponge, and there are actually pods in that. I don't think you can see them on the camera. And then just a simple filter pad from Walmart. It's a poly pad. That's it. That's what runs this tank. And then a 10% water change every week. But after running the doser for a month, I have been monitoring my water parameters every day during that month. And I've noticed one thing is it's really keeping my calcium, my DKH, which is your alkalinity, it's just keeping everything more in check, and the ICP test came back really good. So do I need to do a 10% water change weekly? No. Will I? Yes. I just enjoy doing it. It gives me a chance to get into my tank and work with it. Wife's tank, probably still do the water change until I can get her balanced. Like I said, I tested every day for 30 straight days. And when I finally figured out where the tank was happy, I set the dosers to that, tested for a week after, and then I ran the ICP test and came out great. I cannot be happier about it. Will it work for every tank? No, I know my tanks really well. I test them all the time, but now I can get back to testing about every 2 weeks. I try and tell people, if you're going to dose anything or make changes, test. If you can't test for it, don't do it. I've seen too many crashes with people who add things and they don't know what it is. I was very careful. I know All for Reef works great in my tank. I know Aqua Power, and those are the two things I dose. And with those dosing, well, the corals speak for itself. These lights have only been on for 2 hours. And you can see everything open up, wide, looking beautiful. So it works for me. And find what works for your tank and set it up. But I definitely would highly recommend these dosers. They're Aquavitro Sentia product. Work really good. The phone app's incredible. Jake Adams of Reef Builders did a video on them. I would suggest going and checking his video out as well. So until the next update, y'all have a great day and enjoy your tanks.